Hey Hannah, Jessica Peterson here. I spoke with Jody earlier and she thought you were going to want to check out this video. I'm super excited she got this for you because today I'm going to go over a few strategies you can start applying right away, and it's going to make a huge difference in your business and help you generate more leads and more jobs every single month. And I know these strategies work because we've applied it with over 50 other restoration companies just like you guys throughout the US, and it's made a huge impact in each of those businesses. Now, right now, you guys are getting about 97-ish people to your website organically per month, which is great. But the keywords that they're using are mostly either branded or national terms. And so, as important as branding is, 90% of people who search aren't searching for that. They are searching for the local keywords in their community. And so that's what we need to focus on. Okay. When we focus on national keywords, since you're not competing, or I shouldn't say servicing the entire nation, you could end up with people in New York, California, and all these other areas you don't serve landing on your page. So they're never going to convert. So we have to hyper focus on local for you guys. Okay. So the three things we're going to go over today are going to be your content keyword strategy, your citations, and backlinks. So we are on your website here. As you can see, you have a good looking website. I like the click to call buttons. You do have separate pages and a pretty decent navigational structure, which is good. When it comes to ranking online, Google wants you to have a separate page for each of your major services, and it looks like you have that, so that's great. Content is key, and so we do need a lot of content. So having these separate pages allows you to hyper focus one page on this one service to talk about what happens, how your process works, answer the most common questions, and focus on the local and long tail keywords for those services. Okay. Now, this home page here is the most important page because it ties all of these pages together. So you do need a lot of content on this page as well. And you also need a little bit of information about each of those major services and then interlinking them back. So it does look like we have some interlinks here. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of actual written content. So again, content is key. It comes in videos, it comes in images, as well as written content. But you need a lot of written content. You need at least 1,500 words of written content on this page alone. Okay, if your competitors have 1,500 words, you will need more than they have. Okay, you'll want 1,800 or 2,000. And it looks like you're servicing several different service areas. So we do want to make sure that you have separate service area pages. These look like they're interlinked to your phone number. But we really want separate pages for each area that you serve. So that way you are actually being found in each of the areas that you serve. Okay. Google is sending crawlers to your website that goes and it scans all of your images, videos, and written information to understand who you guys are. What is your business about? What type of services do you offer? And where do you perform the services? So when you don't have the right type of written content, you don't have a keyword strategy dialed in, local keyword strategy, Google really struggles to be able to understand enough to be able to send those people to your website. And so your local keyword strategy is going to be really critical here. Now, when we look at your top competitor for water damage in Golden, Colorado, where your Google Business Profile is based out of, we have SERVPRO. So yes, they're a franchise, but each of these franchisees are kind of limited at what they can do. You actually have an advantage over them, so they're absolutely beatable. Each of these franchisees get these generic pages that they're really not allowed to modify. They're not able to dial in their own strategy or focus. They get what they receive, and that's it. So you just have to do better. You have to step it up. Have better quality content, more written content, more focused keyword strategy, more pages, long form blogs, etc. So we just have to do better than they're doing, and they're absolutely going to be beatable for you guys. Because again, you're not competing against an entire franchise, but just the local franchisees in the areas that you're serving. Now, we know when your customers do a search, they're going to do a search similar to this 90% of the time. And when they do, we want your business to be what's showing up. And there's 3 main areas on the first page of Google. Your business has a good opportunity to do that. And the first are generally going to be ads. These are going to be cost per click ads like this, and even local service ads. Those can be really great and really profitable if it's something you want to do, as long as you have your processes dialed in and proper landing pages built, and you're not just sending them to your main website pages. If not, you're not going to get a good ROI. Okay. Now, these next sections here, this is your Google Business Profile, which looks like you are in the top 3 here, which is awesome. You do want to be in the top 3 for each of your services in your area, because 30% of people come straight to the maps here and do not go anywhere else. And so when you're not one of these top 3 companies, so if you find that you're not, for one of your services, you just need to further optimize the profile, okay? And one of the ways that you need to do that is by getting more citations. You need more than your competition has. So, and that is simply, a citation is simply a directory listing. Listing the name of your business, your address, phone number, and website, and putting those in a bunch of directories like Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, Glassdoor, Yelp, Angie's, and Houzz. All of those are really great citations. So you just need more than your competition, and it's going to give you a good boost. And then this third section here, this is the most important section. This is your organic section. This is such a critical position to be, because 60 to 70% of people will skip the ads. They'll skip these maps here, and they will come right here to this organic section. And so when you're not here, you're losing 60 to 70% of the available jobs every single month. Okay, so in order for your website to show up here for these local searches, it all comes back down to the foundation of this website. Do you have this properly built with the right type of content and local keyword strategy? And then are you further supporting that with a backlink SEO strategy? So if we take a look here, this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to show how your website is performing. We can see right now you have a rating of a 7 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow, which means Google doesn't really trust your website. And yes, it does have to do with the quality of the site, but more so the power you're sending to the site. Your website is a tool, and like most tools, they require power. And so we send power to a website with backlinks, which are simply just getting links from another website that links back to your website. Okay? And so we need a lot of these, but not all links are good links. The fact that you have over 297 and a rating of a 7 tells us that we have a lot of kind of junky, spammy links in here. So we only want to be going after the good quality do follow links. These are going to be coming from other websites similar to yours, other home service business websites, vendors, and directories, etc. Okay, and so the more the good quality links you get, the higher this score gets. The more Google trusts your website, the more it finds it authoritative, the more it's going to promote your website and help you to rank higher and help you to rank those keywords. Now, you have been indexed for over 40 keywords and you are getting about 97 people on average to your website per month organically, meaning they're not just typing your website into the browser, but they're actually doing a search for you and your services. Okay. When we look at those keywords, you do have several that are on the first page of Google, which is amazing. Okay. That is exactly what we're going for. There's 10 spots per page on Google. The higher you are in position, the more of the traffic you have the potential to get. But as we can see here, most of these are national keywords or branded. Okay. And with that national traffic, we have no idea how much of that is actually local. And when they're not local and they're coming from other states, they're never going to convert. So we want to be capturing the traffic on your website, the buyer intent, the ones that are going to best convert for you guys to get those jobs. Okay. So focusing on the right type of keywords, your buyer intent keywords like water damage restoration, Denver, are going to be really important. Now, if we look here, just in Denver alone, not Golden or any other areas, but just in Denver by itself, and just water damage with this handful of keywords, okay, that's over 1,500 searches every single month just for that one service in this one location. So it just kind of tells you what you're missing out on by not capitalizing on a local keyword strategy. If we look at your competitor, they're not really doing any SEO, which makes sense because they can't fix what's wrong. So why pour money into something that is not going to really do a whole lot for them? Okay. But because this website has so much power, at a 75, this franchise website is able to push power back to these local service areas or franchisees. Okay. And because of that, they're able to get that ranking, even though we have 0 keywords and 0 actual organic traffic showing. This is a tool. It's not 100%, but it just gives you a good idea of what's actually happening. And so the power of this franchise alone is what's giving these guys a boost and helping them to show up in that top organic section. So when you dial in those keywords, you focus on that keyword strategy, you do those backlinks, you are going to be able to outrank these guys, okay? Because they're not doing much. You just have to do better. So these guys are absolutely beatable, but you do have to apply each of the strategies I've just shown you. So now please feel free to take this information, run with it, apply it yourself, and start today. Start helping more people in your community. But if you'd rather focus on what you do best and have a partner in growth, this is where we come in. At Peterson SEO, this is our specialty, and we specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So please feel free to reach out, ask any questions, reply to my email, give us a call, or shoot us a text, and we will be happy to chat. And if you don't mind, if you could please give me some feedback on this video. We're always trying to make them better. So thank you so much for watching, and I do look forward to hearing from you soon.